Hey, everybody. This is our last show ever. So if you're gonna cry, you know, now's the time.
We're gonna leave it all on the field tonight.
Country club. I was a jack backyard cinema with flowing locks of gold, and I had a heavy conscience, so I did what I was told. Ain't it funny where we were back then? Ain't it funny where we are right now? It's strange the time it takes for us to finally start to figure it out.
And we're saying goodbye to our fans with this farewell tour.
Are you gonna miss getting on stage with these guys?
I do miss it. I mean, we've really only played 3 times in the past year, so it's something that I miss a lot.
We've known this was going to happen for a while. I mean, the writing was on the wall, and anytime you end something like this, it's going to be bittersweet, you know? But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna love you when you're old. I'm gonna love you when you're old.
I think it's going to be one of those things that doesn't really hit you until it's really done, and I'm on my flight home to Texas and knowing, like, oh, I'm not going back to California.
Never gonna get what's mine.
Playing shows, I just love it. I would be miserable doing anything else.
This is basically all I really wanted to do. So, yeah, there's some disappointment.
In all honesty, I was bitter. I really envisioned the Show Ponies lasting for life.
50% of me thinks we could have gone further, but we never could have gone far enough with the way that we sound. It's a niche thing. We were never poppy enough to have the kind of blandness that is necessary for mass appeal.
I do think we could have made more things happen. I was talking to a guy, one of those leather jacket wearing kind of guys. It's LA, Sunset Boulevard. He's been in the industry or whatever for years. It's like, I can't believe you guys are quitting. 7 years is really too short to make things happen. And it really kind of got at me, but I also really agreed with it.
I can never turn back time.
No, she can't. No, she won't.
Never gonna get what's mine. No, she can't. No, she won't.
Lord, we love you. Thank you for these people out here. Thank you for this time to play together. And thank you for blessing us with you too. You don't even look at yourself. Yeah, I do. gonna do a little tune that some of you, that's how you know who we are.
Whoever's listening to it on Spotify, thank you, because this song single-handedly paid for our last record. So
This one's called Gone.
Told me that I was the only one who turned it on. But then I saw him in the back of a bar necking on a dirty blonde. And now he's gone, gone, gone. Like something that he songs. Oh, he's gone, gone, gone. And it just seems so wrong. He's gone, he's gone, he's gone, oh, gone. He's gone, gone, gone. And it seems so wrong.
At first, we weren't even gonna announce that we were quitting. Then we realized that not having a farewell tour felt insensitive to all the people who have supported us throughout the years, so it's been nice to have that closure.
You know, we've had a lot longer to process the end of this than everybody else has. We kind of dropped it on everybody like 3 months ago before we went on this tour.
I just was unsure basically what the conversations with fans were going to be or how sad it would basically be.
He called me his baby, his little honey babe. But come to find out, he was just chasing sweets. And now he's gone, gone, gone. That's exactly what it sounds. Oh, he's gone, 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 and it just seems so wrong. He's gone, he's gone, gone, gone. He's gone, 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 and it seems so wrong. He's gone, 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 and it seems so wrong.
Y'all sounded beautiful. Thank you for singing along on that one.
You never get used to hearing people sing lyrics back at you like was happening in Seattle. That was something really special.
Someone has left 5, it looks like shots of whiskey. Someone just set some on the stage monitor right here. I want to take a special moment right here. You know, there's enough to share with everyone. You just got to get it from the bar over there. Phil's our whiskey guy.
I gave him a little extra because I'm. Oh shit!
Captain Max.
Getting fucked up tonight.
Wait, I can't do that. Give him out to the good folks of Seattle.
Please. This music's
Phil's
too,
always good for another one.
This music's too fast for me to be drinking too
Yeah.
much whiskey.
Anyway, you know, this is our farewell tour, and I just kind of thought something profound would come to me that I could say to you folks. But all I really want to say is that since 2011, I made some really good friends. Cheers to that.
At the end of the day, our fans have been very supportive of us, especially in announcing that we were breaking up. We got a lot of nice notes from people that said our music helped them get through dark times and it helped them celebrate good times, and they have a lot of memories that are peppered by our songs.
I was born in Texas, raised in Arkansas. I come to California for honey, milk, and gold. Sometimes they will warn you to do what you've been told, but if you don't, or if you do, you'll find yourself somewhere and you won't have a clue. Texas, Arkansas, California, here we are. However long, however far, California, here we are.
Bringing 250 people out, having everybody screaming your lyrics right back at you, being able to hear them over a really loud sound system, you know, playing in a quality venue like the Tractor Tavern. I think we've come a long way.
So, last night in Seattle, I was super nervous about going on stage just because we haven't played very much in the past year together. And things were pretty rough and a little sloppy last night, but the crowd was still one of the best crowds we've ever played for, and I think really one of the most fun shows we've ever had. I just feel fortunate to be doing it.
You don't want me to call you my darling. I don't want you to call me your beau. Don't understand why you passed me by. Don't think I'll ever know.
I always sang. So I like singing. And me and my brother would always sing together. He started playing guitar when he was in 6th grade. And I had a super high voice. And I figured out that I could harmonize with him. And then when I started to come of age, I was like, I should really play an instrument because I felt insecure not hiding behind something.
Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer. Well, off the cold, throw it in the corner, don't see why you can't stay a little longer.
When the Show Ponies started, I had not written very many songs. I would write like cheesy rap songs for like my friends' birthdays.
I can attest that Seth is the best with his bitter fresh breath and his lack of land rest.
Then when the Show Ponies came around, I don't know, I just wrote a couple songs and really liked singing with Andi.
So God bless this cattle feed for breakfast, the pickup truck in Texas. I'm starting to get restless for the sun to come up.
Performing, I think, I did it as a kid all throughout my childhood. In my senior year of high school, I learned basic guitar and ukulele, and by the time I was a freshman in college, I amateurly recorded my first solo album. I don't know if Jason remembers it. It was pretty silly. I knew Clay, and he sent me a mix CD of it had a lot of old time country songs on it and some bluegrass, and that was kind of my first exposure to that kind of music. And then he reached out to me when he was visiting Houston to do that one song. What was that one song called, Jason, that we recorded in your living room?
I was there.
Oh, you were there. That was you there.
I filmed it on my phone.
That's right. Do you remember what it was?
I don't always know what comes after hello. The only things that come to mind are the words I love you so.
I sang really weirdly. I tried to sound like Zooey Deschanel, and I remember now looking back on it, I'm embarrassed.
And I'll tell you something you've not heard
In 100 words or less.
I moved to LA, and we started practicing in the living room I was living in and in y'all's apartment.
Sometimes words are modified by adjectives.
It was, way better than singing into an internal microphone on a computer with a stupid MIDI keyboard. It was much more real and collaborative.
All the only things that come to mind are the words I love you so.
They shot a video for, I think, the song Up With the Sun, which was on Here We Are.
All right. Every time we say goodnight, it don't mean goodbye. I will wake up by your side.
And it just hit like a ton of bricks. I called Clay the moment I saw that video, and I was just like, hey man, let's record this. Let's do an album, because I think you guys got something pretty cool here. I think something people are gonna like.
Hello and welcome to Coffee with Clayton. Today is a very important day because it's the last day of fundraising for the Show Ponies debut album. There are a lot of good things you can do with your money, and I'm in no position to tell you how to spend it, but if you think that donating to the album would be a good use of your money, then I would be in full support of that, and you should definitely click on the link below this video screen.
I wasn't planning on joining the band at all. It was just that, you know, we went to Austin to record the record with a buddy of mine, Reggie O'Farrell. And after it was done, you know, they wanted to start playing shows, but they were like, you know, we recorded these with the full band. Like, do you want to play guitar? You already know the songs. And I was like, okay, sure. And so I decided to hop on and came back to LA, and we were like, this needs something. This needs something.
Everything I have received, I do not deserve. It was given to me, I did not earn it.
It was just brought in as kind of like a sideman. Lord knows why they didn't find a fiddle player in Austin to do it.
I just called Phil because I knew he was into this kind of music, and he loved it. And he recorded like every single fiddle track for our first record in one day.
I like just came back from fiddle camp. I'm looking for a reason to play this kind of music. These songs are great. Their voices are great. This is gonna be fun. And in the back of my head, I'm like, man, I hope they like need somebody to play live. And they asked me to play live, and that was kind of that. Like, it was pretty quick.
Everything I have was given to me.
We're pretty freaking lucky because it kind of just worked out. Whoever joined just like fit. A lot of that, you know, Jason was the one that was connected to all of us, and so he brought on Kevin to do the drums for our live shows.
I mean, I'll say I had never really played folk music before, that kind of music. Like, I knew the stereotypical beat I play with the Show Ponies a lot is called a train beat, the bluegrassy beat. So I knew how to play a train beat, but I'd never really listened to that kind of music. I was like, yeah, sure, I've never done this before, so yeah, I'd give it a try.
We meshed really well together musically from the start, and it's not super common. The first show, we played at El Cid. We didn't even have enough clout to like book in the actual theater room. So they were like, okay, you can play on our patio. And I think we wore suits and matching ties. Yeah, which Andi bought for us. I brought this little tiny sound system and we set it up, and the sound was horrible. We were very new to playing with each other.
I don't know how it worked out so well. Like, it was just sheer luck.
We had a ton of fun.
Texas, Arkansas, California, here we are. However long, however far, California, here we are.
Chris White, our manager for a little while, we were sitting at dinner one night, and he kind of just put the question out there to us, which I don't think we had thought about quite yet, of like, okay, are you guys gonna make like a serious go of this? Like, is this gonna happen? And we were basically all like, yeah, let's do it. And Phil was like, no, I gotta keep my teaching job.
I had a salary, I had health benefits, they were putting stuff away for retirement. Like, it was like I was an adult, like, for reals.
And I think me and Andi got really pissed at him.
And they were like, we might need to find another fiddle player. We might need to find somebody who can actually do it full time. And that was kind of like, oh my gosh.
We were like, no, you can't do it. You have to quit. You have to quit. And he did.
Music.
Music.
Music. Music. It's what brings the five of us together.
We are the Show Ponies, and we are preparing to record our second full-length studio album.
Trillions of children around the world have never heard our music.
That's a tragedy.
4 out of 5 of our teenage fans admitted that they would rather listen to our music rather than their parents' music.
Little do they know, their parents are already listening.
But we can't make this happen without your support.
Like many artists, we rely on the arts community to support what we're doing.
A recent Gallup poll indicates that men over 55 who listen to our music experience an increase in virility.
Please, Help us make this album.
Please, help.
Please help. Please help.
If you listen to this record, you better have your sweatpants on.
Wait, there's nothing after that.
It was either beginning of high school or it might have been beginning of college, where you write down what do you want to do, you know. I wrote down to tour the U.S. in a band. Like, that's what I had wanted to do. It's a thrill that nothing else, at least for me, really kind of touches. And if I'm able to do that and support myself, then why not? So to have that not be happening with the Show Ponies anymore, there was definitely disappointment.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Don't think I can keep it all in.
We're proud of everything we've done, and we completed the project.
You've seen the movie The Pursuit of Happiness? There's this scene where he gets like kicked out of his house, he has no money, and him and his son are like sleeping in a subway bathroom, and I was just like, I don't ever want that to be me. Like, I'm just so terrified.
Yeah, that would actually be perfect. Yeah. I've got session dates on the 24th and 25th. So yeah, before that would be great.
When we first decided that we weren't going to be touring and doing stuff anymore, it was like, it really killed me because I'd grown to really, really love doing this on the road specifically. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I had a little freak out there. Yeah.
And sort of like kind of coming to grips with what life not in the band would look like, and it'd be hard to go through something feeling like this again.
See ya. Bye. Sorry.
No, it's all right. You booking the next thing?
Trying.
Always looking to play. That's the goal, is to be playing. Right now it's just as a sideman, but also I don't want to go back because I'm scared of failure.
Jason, Andi, Clay, Phil, Kevin, it's been so much fun getting to know you. So glad you're here in Wenatchee. Bummed that you guys won't be coming back, but hopefully we'll see you soon, and we'll always be listening to your music. So Wenatchee, give them a huge welcome. The Show Ponies!
I think as musicians, we bring enough different influences and styles to the table that it's just like not completely weird.
In an interview like a million years ago, I described us as sassgrass, and people who have written about us still use that quote.
It's optimistic music. It's always been optimistic music. Even our sad stuff is optimistic.
The term an athletic folk band came to mind because we make the music sort of complicated. We've over the years added little hits and turns and fills and stuff that It just makes it fun, but you also kind of have to be on your toes.
One thing that we've always had as a band is we can play faster than just about anybody. We would play biker bars, you know, and just like nobody cares about country music or folk music, and you play fast enough and people enjoy it.
There's something magical that happens when we're all up there doing it together. There's something that happens and it's just like so fun. So fun.
I can't tell you how rare it is to get on stage with a bunch of musicians and just feel completely comfortable.
Each person plays a very important role and sort of an irreplaceable role.
Then Andi and Clay, chief songwriters. Andi has like an incredible pop sensibility that she's infused into the band, and not just that, but her ability as a performer. She puts everyone on notice anytime she hits the stage, and you know, Clay has this strong, silent contrast to her. I think people get Andi and Clay more when they're together. Phil is just an incredible musician. He's kind of like the foreground of the music whenever Andi and Clay aren't singing. Kevin is an insanely good timekeeper in addition to being a virtuosic drummer. We all know each other so well that if we are going to improvise something, it's a wink and a nod away from being able to execute it with this like ease.
I've seldom had to run to preserve my own existence. And ain't it sad to lose your breath after only a short distance? The sharp pains in your gut cut like a knife. When you run for your life. Run not to win some decorated prize. When you run for your life. Run not to win some decorated prize. When you run for your life.
moment that we decided we were gonna just do music full time, I didn't have a whole lot of other choices.
We all knew that we were going to have to go on the road a lot more to make it work, you know, to go for it.
God bless Andi for piling into a van with a bunch of dudes.
What's that? It's me, chopping down a cherry tree. Gonna give you the truth, won't tell you no lies. Or the sun and the moon and the apple of my eye. Here comes the Show Ponies!
We were looking at getting a booking agency, and we realized that if we were going to attract any booking agencies, that we needed to be booking our own tours and playing, you know.
Pull me out to another show. Done 14 days now in a row. And people getting picky with what I wear. Girl, straighten your skirt and fix your hair.
we were a little bit of a hot mess to start out with. Playing shows and practicing is a whole different bag than piling into a van and being with each other 24/7 for weeks at a time.
It's hundreds of shows, 30 states, 3 albums, and 1 EP. How many miles? Like hundreds of thousands of miles, 2 vans. I don't know how many gallons of gas, but a lot of gallons of gas.
It's a lot of waiting and then a lot of intense emotional activity.
I think it was the easiest for me compared to everybody else. And that's sort of been the story of the Show Ponies since I am the unmarried single one. It's always like, yeah, sure, I can do anything.
Lots of crappy food, tour posters, venues, a lot of cities.
Jason always says being in a band is like a marriage, and the performing and the music is the sex. And everything else is the hard work that you put into it to make it work. So yeah, that's what it feels like. Not actually like sex. Gonna backpedal a little bit.
Don't want no pictures, don't want no pageantry.
You sleep in strange places. I've slept on my fair share of hardwood floors. Where we were in the hierarchy of touring musicians, it was not a glamorous experience in the least.
So why do it?
Because I love music. Ultimately, if playing and being on stage is not what energizes you and gets you through what you're doing the wrong damn thing.
So give me one of your favorite shows that you've been, or like what is the biggest Show Ponies moment that sticks out to you?
How real do you want me to be?
I want you to be as real as you're willing to be. I mean, what is?
Okay.
Give me the crown.
Well, it's like a little. It's definitely like a kind of sad, sensitive thing for me.
Okay.
But I had found out I was pregnant, and then I miscarried early January, and literally 2 days after I miscarried, I had to go on tour.
We didn't know what to do. I mean, I don't know. Especially we're a bunch of dudes. Like we don't have the. It would be hard. There's no way we could know.
Just like I told you.
I just remember feeling so low. We actually had to cancel our first show because I just couldn't even muster the strength to pull it together for that first one. And so it was the second show that was scheduled on that tour. It's very clear, my body language, that I'm just like not there. And we get up on stage and we start performing, and it was in this tiny little coffee shop in Sacramento.
It was supposed to be like a sitting show, and they all cleared out every table and every chair and danced the whole night and sang every word back to us.
30 people freaking out about the music and loving it and just being there with us, you know. It still happens to be one of the more memorable shows that we've ever had.
They were just so receptive and joyful and into the music. that energy from that crowd completely changed my perspective and the way I was feeling. And by the end of the show, I was dancing and clapping and smiling and crying from just how touched I was by it. As small as that show was, that will always be my favorite show.
This was the other thing I was thinking of, favorite Show Ponies moments, but mostly because it was terrifying. So we're playing Folk Alliance, which is this crazy conference in Kansas City, and my old roommate's in-laws live in Kansas City, and we were like, we're looking for a place to stay. We're poor musicians. They could take Andi, but the 4 dudes had to go to this other house. So she like emails me the information. Here's the garage code. I think someone's home, but I'm not sure, but they know you're coming. So we like get there, middle of the night, and Kevin goes upstairs to try and start looking for blankets. So we're getting ready downstairs, and we hear from upstairs, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And we're like, oh shit, they didn't know we were coming. Oh my God. And we get up, and there's this like dude, totally ripped, in his long johns, about ready to like kill Kevin. And Kevin's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I just walk up and I like shake the guy's hand. And I'm like, we're the Show Ponies. We're staying with you. I think your wife knows that we're coming, but she was out of town. And apparently he had thought that when I said the Show Ponies that it was like a code word for like people to like jump out of the shadows and attack him. Eventually he was just like, you guys don't look like you're here to rob me. This is a dream. And he just walks away. And we don't see him for 4 days because we're like on total opposite schedules. I'm just glad he didn't have a gun. We're in fucking Missouri, man. I don't know. People believe in protecting themselves.
Hey there, we're the Show Ponies, jamming in the van. This song is called Whiskey and Wine.
I like whiskey, you like wine. You're the kind of woman that's so refined.
I like horses, you like gin. Told you never come around here again.
Up and down, hot and cold and square and round. I never knew a smile could make somebody frown. Cats and
It's never been as clear to me as right now when I'm saying it out loud how well we do mesh, although we have had our fair share of spats.
I think we sort of started to get a sense for how we were different people in a lot of ways.
But we're so far apart, different heads and different hearts. You're always at the end before I start. Oh, I hate your guts, but you got soul.
I don't care how much you love the people you're with on the road, you will have a yelling fight with them at some point. It's gonna happen.
You're just trapped with each other all the time, and it makes addressing conflict difficult because you don't want to bring it up because you're just stuck in a van with someone.
You're the hangman pulling on my noose.
Even music taste. It was very, very difficult for even to get us, all 5 of us, to be into the same thing that we were listening to.
Oh, if I told you I could hold you, would you play nice or just start a fight?
And I don't care how much you love someone, if you spend every single waking moment with people for that long, you're going to want to kill them.
I hate your guts, but you got soul.
After like a year or so of touring, it was like, oh, we need to be more open with each other and like, this is what bothers me and this doesn't what bother me.
At one point, we all took StrengthsFinder tests. We were just desperate to try and figure out why we weren't getting along. We all were like completely different. And like certain parts of our personality tests were like opposed, like diametrically opposed to each other.
I've had the most yelling fights with all 4 members, by far. I've had about probably 5 or 6 with every one of them.
Me and Jason would get in fights about stuff because I came into it loving traditional folk music. That was where I had found kind of my heart as a musician, and Jason was very much future focused, like what's next? I don't want to do old stuff let's just keep making new stuff. And one of his strengths was being a futurist, where you're always looking towards the future. And one of my number one strengths was something called context, where you orient yourself by the past. This is why we don't agree on anything, is like we're facing different directions.
I hate your guts, but you got soul.
I remember, he might kill me for telling this story. I regress at the end of the second record. The end of the song, we hadn't really talked about.
So I tried.
I kind of envisioned like this real, kind of like intimate, like hymn-like ending to the song. And Jason had a completely different vision for it and just sort of like went full bore.
Have our ideas about a song, and it's like, this is the only way the song can go, and trying to figure out a way to make it work or not work, and if you're gonna crush someone's dreams or something.
Kevin was in the studio and he was like, Kevin, I just want you to play eighth notes on the ride cymbal and slowly slow down for 32 bars. And he kind of explained he wanted this like huge slow down into this giant ending, and I was very, very against it. And I was like, no, this is like, it's overkill, it's ostentatious, it's ridiculous, we shouldn't do this. We fought about it for a really long time, and Jason eventually said, I am 90% sure that I will be emotionally destroyed if we do not do it this way. And I was like, okay, I can't compete with that. Learning to play together and to write music together, you have to find the right hills to die on. And Jason found his, and I have to say, in retrospect, that he was completely right. So finding out what hills you want to die on and learning to have disagreements and come to compromise.
Every little lie that he told me.
There was an event at a show where a guy kind of came up to Andi, and it was the first time anything like that had sort of happened.
Took advantage of my innocence.
It was this weird bar in a very small town in Oregon, and he owned the bar. While we were playing, he just came up and kind of like put his arm around Andi and was kind of hanging off of her, pretty drunk. But while we were playing the set. And we just didn't stop it or do anything, we just kept playing because we didn't really know what to do. Right after the show, we obviously all realized that was the wrong way to do that, and the regret that we should have, stood up for Andi.
I should have showed him. I should have shut him up and showed him.
The song is, an aggressive, maybe retelling or what your mind, would like to do in the moment. You're thinking about what you could have done in that moment. And in hindsight, we could have just said, nope, we're done. We can't, nope, this is over. Show's done, bye. That's what we should have done. That never happened again so far, but if it ever did, we know exactly what to do.
Told him to run.
That tour was awful. I mean, from an emotional standpoint for all of us, we were all drained. None of us were upset with each other. We got through that tour by the skin of our teeth, and if we hadn't gotten a booking agency, I remember when we got back from that tour, we made $17 each. For 2 weeks, we came back with $17 each. It was a brutal awakening.
There's one tour where like I had a bunch of bills come in and I had done a bunch of work that people hadn't paid me for yet, and we had like $30, I think, between the two of us. It was like, whoo. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Walmart and I'll buy a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter. And I called Anna, I was like, go to my parents' house, they'll make you food this week, and then forge my signature when my checks come in.
It's like a lot of people don't see behind the curtain. So let me just break it down for you a little bit. So last night we sold $12 tickets. So 250 times 12, that's $3,000. Awesome, we made $3,000 for one night. Wrong. because you got to take in the fact that we all flew to Seattle. The venue then takes a percentage. Your booking agency takes a percentage, and then you've got support, the bands that play before you. That's about, $200 to $300. So you're down to $1,000 at that point. But then you have merch, which you get to sell, so you make a little bit of that back, but then you have to take expenses out for merch. And not only do you have to take expenses out for merch, but you have to think about all the inventory that you still haven't sold, that you've just got sitting there. By the end of the night, you're looking at, we've probably made $750 as a band, and you divide that by 5. And that's fine. If you make $160 a day, that's amazing. But you can't be on the road for 365 days a year. And then when we get back home, we can't go get a regular job where we can be a regular employee, because then at that point, you can't say to them, hey, yes, I will work for you, sir. I would thank you for the job opportunity. Just so you know, I need 150 days off a year so I can still go be on the road and tour. And you have to pay attention much more closely to how that money issue is affecting your personal life and the people that depend on you.
We're in Los Angeles tonight, which is where we formed as a band. So our most loyal fans are going to be here.
What order do you want to do the Let's start with Micah Scrub.
I'll do my best, man. We'll see what happens.
We can do the weight.
You want to do the weight and then primary?
I was saying the weight and Jackson and primary.
Tempos were
4 songs.
we wanted them to do tonight. That's great. Is that, I guess we could.
It's our last show in LA. Let's do it.
Got family coming out, got friends coming out, and just the chance to say goodbye properly. I'm really looking forward to it tonight.
This thing is going to be bouncing. Oh, you want to hear my party trick? So they gave me a shirt, an Obligo shirt, so when they come up on stage with us, I'm going to pull it out of my fanny pack and put it on. Like that? You like that?
I'm just sad that the people who aren't necessarily close friends and family but have consistently come out to LA shows, that this is probably the last time I'm going to personally see them.
What time is it?
10:30 on the nose.
Oh, yeah, let's go. We wrote the music that we wrote, and we're really, really proud of it, but ultimately, some things must end, Guys, last LA show.
Last LA show, make it count!
Let's go.
Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are our home, and as sad as it is that we're not going to be doing this anymore, it sure feels good to be seeing so many familiar faces who've been there since we first started out. So thank you for coming.
Yeah. Our first show in Los Angeles was just Andi and myself. I was playing guitar. I'm not a guitar player, but I decided someone's got to do it. And I couldn't feel my hands. This was at the Mint. Who was at that show? It was
Yes.
was there.
Yes.
This was back in 2011.
Oh, look at those hands.
Wow. Jason was there.
No, yeah, you were there.
All right.
You didn't
Well,
play.
thanks for sticking with us all that time. This song is called We're Not Lost.
I'd love to see your face again, my childhood friend, how have you been? Would you show up at my door after the war you've been fighting in? 12,000 miles in your car, we slept on the Cassiar. We wrote down our lives on video. Now you've learned to shoot a gun, and I took my 101s, and we finally come to see that all we know is where we are, but we don't know where to go.
so much. LA does hold a very special place in our hearts. I think for a lot of artists, at one point, living in LA is moving from one disappointment to the next. And then you just get over it.
It's too real, man.
It is.
The only important things were relationships. And I really want to take the habits and perspectives and relationships that I have right now and be able to implement those things into the next creative endeavor that I do.
The one thing I missed from the early days of the Show Ponies is Clay used to come up with these amazing introductions for all of us.
Oh, it's your honey pop.
Yeah. So I think the favorite one that you ever did for me was we found Phil in the forest with his head stuck in a pot of honey. And I can't argue.
It's funny because it's true.
He's a sweet guy, you know?
He is a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I had so much importance wrapped up in the music and wrapped up trying to make things work out financially that I didn't see some things that were actually way, way more important.
Last year, my mom passed away. My life is flipped upside down, you know, families all over the place. And you know, Andi has family issues as well. I think we would be worse musicians and songwriters if we didn't prioritize family and our relationships over the music.
Right, we are rolling.
Can I get the tonic?
As time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part, what little you know of the grace and awe of my poor aching heart.
I was the first one, like a year and a half before we actually decided to stop. I was like, I don't know if I have what it takes to do this.
Each night I suffer for your sake. You're the one I love so dear.
I knew it was time to stop when I counted up all the things that I was sacrificing to keep this going.
I wish that I was gone with you, or you were staying here.
Every time we went out on the road, I just felt like I had lead in my boots. It was weighing on me that I wasn't showing up in other aspects of my life. I was on the road for every birthday of mine and my husband's, some anniversaries. I missed my grandma's funeral. Marriage is suffering, friendships are suffering. If you're making art at that expense, then it just feels not worth it anymore.
And when you're on some distant shore, think of your absent friend.
There was discussion of like, well, could we sub someone out and do tours? And I mean, I think that would be possible, but when it comes down to like recording another album or something, that's sort of when it was like, I don't think it couldn't really be anybody else.
It was time for it to be done. There's no getting around it. I know it was hard. I feel like there was I kind of lost a month somewhere in there. I don't remember. It just was at home. Like I felt no motivation to do anything. I was like was really bummed out. Played a lot of video games. A lot of video games.
That I might know by your handwrite how time has
I love these guys, and I felt like I was responsible for their livelihood, that if I didn't keep pushing forward and like chasing that dream, that I was killing their dreams. But at some point, you have to prioritize the people you're closest to, and that's just what it came down to.
At first, I was bummed and thinking that, you know, we were so close, but to being able to do this, you know, and really, you know, to at least make ends meet. But, you know, even if we would have, I don't know that it would have been the right move to keep going.
I feel like we left some stuff on the table, just as far as like, I don't know, what we could have done with the last record. We really kind of did one tour for it, and then that was it.
So I decided to just start writing my own music under my own name and starting over from scratch, which has been cool because it's given me perspective and it's made me realize how far the Show Ponies have gone, and that this whole thing, this whole project was very much a success.
I keep thinking about how when this tour is done, that I'm, you know, moved to Houston and I'm not gonna see them till I don't know when. And that's really strange.
I'm gonna wash myself out down by the river. Gonna wash myself where the river flows. Gonna tell my friends to all join in. Gonna tell them all to come. What shall keep me from basking in the sun? Patience restore my way. Life begins today.
So I didn't feel it much at the beginning of this trip, but I certainly feel it right now. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been unbelievable, and today I feel like shit. I'm hoping I feel different when I get on stage, but right now I'm not feeling great. You were asking if there was like a weird vibe in the room, and I think there was. Just like, oh, this is the last time we're gonna set up, and we were having to set up in this tiny space in front of this other band, you know, just sort of like, feels weird.
Feels very poetic to be playing as the opening band. We just never quite got to that place that we needed to get to do this, you know, full time. And that's okay, because this has run its course, and like we're happy with where it's at, but it's just, it's very poetic that we would be opening for someone else on our last show.
This is our last show ever.
Really? Bizarre. Why is that happening?
A lot of reasons.
So many.
Yeah.
Go.
What?
We're getting going.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready just to do it and have the closure and have a finale and not drag it out.
People ask us every night, why is it happening? There was a real drunk guy last night who was like, was it a girl? Did something happen? What did somebody do to somebody else? There was no like easy answer for us to give anybody like that. This is garlic and horseradish. Driving through Gilroy, California, where they make lots of garlic-themed things. There's a garlic festival, all that stuff. So the first time we drove through it, it was like, open the window, you can smell the garlic, blah, 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 blah. Apparently I totally forgot that I had told the exact same story the next 2 times we drove through Gilroy, and I just gave maybe word for word, the exact same introduction. So for the past 5 years, every time we've driven through Gilroy. It's, hey Phil, is there some sort of like garlic festival? Is there some sort of something happening here? And it will live forever. Oh, thanks.
Everything comes to an end, right? And yeah, or else you end up, I don't know, Mick Jagger playing old cella, you know, a bunch of old dudes charging people $600 a ticket to come see music, you know? It's just like, ugh.
And in jail. In jail or married.
All right, let's try.
Hey, everybody. Many of you probably don't know who we are. This is our last show ever, but and we're happy for it to be opening for the Mowglis. So we're gonna warm you up for them, and at the same time, we're gonna say goodbye forever. So if you're gonna cry, you know, now's the time.
I think about having to call it quits, and it did make me bitter for a while, thinking that there would be nothing else after that, because I had so much of my life wrapped up in it.
Spring has come again. I know I warned you then. This time I call you friend. The sun is up and spring has sprung again.
This past year, as I've had time to really focus on other parts of my life outside of the Show Ponies, my marriage, and then just everything else in life, it's just gotten past the bitter part. It's sweet because I'm not bitter anymore, but I will definitely miss getting on stage with the Show Ponies.
Thank y'all so much.
This song is about my family, and it's been great to me that it resonates with everyone else, and in a way we've all become family. This is called Fried Apricot Pies.
People carry their entire lives with them all the time. We don't have to give them feelings, they already have them. You know, we're just kind of helping to facilitate that.
More for us to explore. Sleep on the floor. Go out the back door. Stay out.
We did this song on the second record called If I Die Tomorrow. And I had a friend of mine message me when they heard we were breaking up, and she was like, that song helped me get through the worst bout of depression I ever had. We had a guy message us who had like come back from Afghanistan with serious PTSD, and his wife was like, your music's the only thing keeping him sane, and we like sent him like t-shirts, we sent him like everything we had had.
Come back home.
Sometimes music is, you reach out to it in difficult times, and if our music was part of that for someone, then that's really cool.
Good to be so young.
Just like little moments like that where you realize that in the midst of like getting no sleep and feeling like you played a crappy show or whatever, that the music speaks to people, and if the music did that, then it was worth whatever we went through to do it.
We see a lot of familiar faces out in the crowd tonight, of people who've consistently showed up for us for the past 7 years. We love all of you. This one's for you.
try to blame him for all my problems. Write your congressman and call the police. Prepare yourself for the second coming. He's coming back and he has a sword. I hear the trumpet, I hear the drumming. Behold the storm of the wrath of the Lord. God's gonna set this world on fire. He'll set this world on fire one of these days. And if we're still around to see how it all goes down, I promise I will love you through the day.
Honestly, even if we had toured internationally and made bukus of money, I don't think I would have felt any more successful than I do right now. The fact that we're finishing this and we're all walking away as friends is probably the best marker for success, for sure. I'll look back on it as the most amazing time of my life.
I would rather feel it all, everything at the same time, than feel numb in my mind. I would rather feel it all, everything at the same time.
We love you guys. We're the Show Ponies. It's been a pleasure finishing here with you. We love y'all. Have a great night.
I'd love to see your face again, my childhood friend, how have you been? Would you show up at my door after the war you've been fighting in? 12,000 miles in your car, we slept on the Cassiar. We wrote down our lives on video. Now you've learned to shoot a gun, and I took my 101s, and we finally come to see that all we know is where we are, but we don't know where to go. We were hiking up that creek just to see what we could find. We wanted to get back home, but everything in between was undefined. It was 10 o'clock at night, but the sun was shining bright. Through the rain clouds, all the colors that it showed. When we got up to that crest, my heart was beating through my chest. We were miles and miles and miles from the road. We're not lost, we just don't know where to go. Diverge, but re-emerge for a while. It comes time to disembark and walk apart for miles. But I miss you, my friend. Will I see you in the end? Out in the unknown, we're not lost.